Welcome back to the Soul Kitchen. I am so glad that you are here with me today. I will be making cucumber noodles with a tahini lime sauce. That is so good, yet so simple to make. I know that you will love it. Before we dive into the recipe, I really want to talk about this topic of restrictive eating versus eating in abundance. Now, even those words can mean so much to us and carry so much emotion. Restrictive, it sounds tight and harsh and so full of anxiety and fear, and anger, frustration. It's like you're hitting a wall, right? That's what restrictive sounds like. But abundant, abundant sounds so freeing, so light. And that's the way food should be approached. And that's what I want to bring to all of you watching this video today. This topic is very near and dear to my heart because I went through a very hard time in high school trying to figure out the right diet to be on so I could feel my best. I was going to school, I was swimming 4 hours a day on the swim team. I needed a lot of fuel and energy. The messages I was receiving from magazines and other forms of media was that I needed to restrict my calories, to count my calories, to limit the size of my meals, to obsess over what was on my plate, the size of my plate. It wasn't until I found the plant-based lifestyle that I really started to shift that way of thought. It means the world to me to be in this space now that I can eat in abundance and not stress over, oh my gosh, this plate of food is too big, I'm eating too many calories. There are so many of us suffering in that mindset, that restrictive mindset, obsessing over, oh my gosh, I can't eat that, I can't eat that, I can't eat that. Ugh, what do I eat? How much do I eat? It's this horrible, angsty relationship with food that we begin to develop when we come at it from a sense of restriction. So for those of you who have had experiences or are experiencing this mindset of restrictive eating and obsessing over portion sizes and calories, instead of focusing on the negative, let's shift that mindset to something that is more positive. And in that way, we can actually change our bodies. When we start to think in a positive mindset, especially in the kitchen and especially about what's on our plates, oh my gosh, I can eat all of these beautiful fruits and veggies, all that I want, all that my body wants. It can have a drastic effect on the way our bodies look and feel. So please feel free to share in the comments below your experience with restrictive eating or feeling stressed about meals and food. I would love to hear your experience with all of this, and I would love to support you. I want to explain why I chose this specific recipe to go along with this topic of restrictive versus abundant eating. When I first began to eat more raw vegan foods, it was a lot for my body to handle. It was a lot more volume of food that I had to consume to make sure that I was getting enough food in my body throughout the day. Especially since I've had a history of digestive issues, it was hard to increase the amount of food that I was eating in such a large way. This meal was actually one of the first things that I started to incorporate that was very easy to digest. So today I'm going to be using my handheld spiralizer. There are so many other options for spiralizers. There are ones that are like peelers that make the noodles as you peel. So here's another option of a spiralizer. This is a countertop spiralizer. It actually has little suction cups on the bottom that will stand still as you spiralize your cucumbers, or you could use it for, I've used it for carrots, potatoes, and zucchini. This is one of my favorite kitchen tools. If you do not have one of these, you could also just cut the cucumber as thinly as possible. I personally suggest getting either a handheld spiralizer or a countertop spiralizer because they just make meals so much more fun and easy for when you want to make cucumber noodles. Here is what you'll need for this recipe. 1 to 2 cucumbers, a handful of fresh cilantro, your favorite type of lettuce, Atlantic dulse, the juice of 1 lime, organic tahini, and a splash of water. Okay, I have just a bowl for the cucumber noodles, and I actually like to cut off one end of the cucumber before spiralizing it. What I love about this guy is that one side is for thin noodles and the other side is for thick noodles. I actually prefer the thin because you can taste more of the sauce. So we're gonna do thin today. And there are many people that peel before they spiralize their cucumbers or any other veggie. But I actually like to keep it on because the skin has a lot of nutrients. So we definitely want to keep those. And I really love the colors when you keep the skin on. And please use the safety twisty guy. You don't want to cut your fingers on the blades. They're very sharp. These noodles will all be insanely long, so what I like to do is just cut through once or twice. And see what I mean by the skin? Hopefully you can see. Look at that color. So I have this beautiful red leaf lettuce, and I'll just stick that around the bowl because it just makes it pretty. Oh, so pretty. What I've done here is I've gotten a nice long spoon and stirred up the sesame tahini. And then I'm just adding in little bits of water because the tahini is fairly thick, so we want to make it much thinner so it's more of a sauce. And I keep the sauce very simple, but you can add fresh herbs to it, dried herbs, garlic. I've put in garlic before, minced garlic, which is very good. You could also add in ground turmeric. It makes a beautiful golden yellow color. So I'll just show you. That's the consistency that we're looking for. Yeah. Take a bunch of cilantro and just tear it and throw it in your cucumber noodles. Yum! And we're gonna add the sauce. I'm actually gonna take these lettuce leaves out so I can toss it. Like with all of my recipes, play around with the sauce. If you want more flavors, add the herbs that I mentioned. And what I like to do after I've mixed in the sauce, add a little bit more lime to top. Toss it some more. And actually, I'm glad this happened on camera because this happens to me all of the time in the kitchen. I didn't make enough, so we're gonna make some more. And please feel free to to use more than one cucumber. Obviously, this is just one serving, but listen to your body. Tune in, see how much you're hungry for. And obviously, if you're making this for more than one person, I usually like to do 1 to 2 cucumbers per person. That's what I'm talking about. Getting saucy. Yes. Perfect. Okay, and I like to add some fresh cilantro on top. And I didn't forget the dulse. So the dulse comes in like big chunks like this. So I tear it up into little pieces. If you've never tried dulse before, it has a wonderful salty flavor. So you don't have to use a lot of salt in your dishes. You can even put it in soups or any cooked meals, beans, lentils. So there you have it. Cucumber noodles with tahini lime sauce. Simple and delicious. This looks so good. I cannot wait to dive in. But before I do so, I just want to thank you for joining me here in the Soul Kitchen. I cannot wait to hear what you think of this recipe, if you give it a try, and any stories that you have about restriction, food, feeling frustrated in your relationship with food. Please share below. I would love to support you in any way I can. Sending you so much love and appreciation. Thank you for joining me here. Mwah. See you next week. Cucumber noodles with a zucchini. Blah. Not zucchini. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can do this.